What's up, everybody? If you can hear me, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. I'm about to tell you a funny story. I am not lying. I am not lying. OMG. It's been a day. Seriously, it's been a day. So I use StreamYard so much that I don't even use YouTube. Like, I don't go YouTube live. Like, I forgot. I forgot the steps of how to go YouTube live because I always do StreamYard. All right, so I apologize for being late, and that's what I was trying to figure out. So I had to, now you got to call at one. So I had to call my one, and I got help. So thank you. OMG. I am so sorry. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Red. So I have this on subscriber mode for a reason. Because what I'm going to talk about tonight is going to be very interesting. And so what I can do is try my best to say all the things I need to say, and it'll be okay. If you haven't, press the thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. I need this video to be recommended. I do, Jenny. I need to go live on YouTube more, not stream. I use StreamYard, so I'm trying to use YouTube Live more. So, Patreon members, if you're watching this right now on Patreon, and I'll probably keep saying this throughout the live, put like Patreon or a P or whatever. Let me know because I'm trying to track how many people watching it through. First, let me just hold on. I had to change right quick. I just finished an order, so I was trying to hurry up and come back. And of course, when you're doing an order and it's like your last one and you need to get something done, you need to do something, it always be an order where it takes you out of the way. I don't know why it's like that. I cannot tell you, but every freaking time. Every freaking time. Now, I did like a slight outline. So I'm going to go over that. It'll probably be an hour, but by the time people start watching this, they may watch it, they may not watch it, they're watching on replay. I'm okay with that. So I want to say thank you to Jenny and GWO for being members of my Patreon channel. I really appreciate it. Also, GWO is one of the primary sponsors of the movement, of the customers and drivers movement. So I appreciate that. Thank you, because I know I reached out to other content creators and gig tubers and other people I know, and I know it's in the early stages of the movement, and it's my vision, so people can't see what I see and what I know what's going to happen. And I'm getting a lot of they're giving me the run around. It's like, no, I can't do it right now, or whatever it is. And I'm like, I'm just keeping a mental note because I know this is going to be big. I know this is going to be a big movement. And, whether you believe it or not, I can't control that. So it's going to be good. And this is not a fly by night, and it's not my movement. It's all of ours. Like, it's including drivers, which ride share, food, grocery, packages, those drivers. That's what it includes, those and drivers. So I don't want you to think, well, oh, I don't do food delivery, I can't be a part of this. Yes, you can. Um, yes, it's going to be probably what, maybe 80 to 95% customer base, because is I'm working with customers. That's what I'm doing. So I know I have a few announcements, and I'm gonna say this and then I'll go into my announcements. So I know that I was asked why I didn't do it on YouTube, why I didn't have the movement on YouTube. And it's several reasons for that, but I'm going to go ahead and state the obvious. So, the reason why I didn't have this movement on YouTube is because one, this niche that I'm in is very toxic. Also, I don't get the support. I forgot to turn on my light. Look at that. I don't know if it'll make a difference. Oh, hi, highlight. Um, I'm not sure, why people don't support me in this niche, because I'm not a big name. I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I try to stay true to what I do. So, as you may or may not know, if you're watching, you're new to the channel. I started out as food delivery scooter entrepreneur. I started out doing Uber Eats and DoorDash on an electric and gas scooter. And I did videos about that. I did a lot of shop and pay orders. It was more educational. I didn't do tips and tricks and all that other stuff. I didn't do entertainment stuff. I stayed away from what everybody else was doing. I stayed away from politics, stuff like that. I stayed away from drama. So a lot of people probably thought my channel was corny, but the handful of people I did have supporting me, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you supported me. I'm glad you stayed in touch with me. I've been a YouTuber, a content creator for 2 years now. So, um, I just wish that this movement that I created, that's for all customers, all drivers, all merchants. I wish that I could have had that vision sooner. But one thing I can say, and I'm not religious, but my personal relationship with God, you know, my timing is not his timing. And anyone who has a relationship with him, or spiritual, or if you are religious, we all know that. I might think, wow, I could have did this 2 years ago. Well, maybe not, because it was things that I had to learn. And so the people that I reached out to, um, within the last 3 weeks, and I felt like that, they don't want to help me for whatever reason, because they're in their cliques, and, they're so worried about me being friends with GWO, and I'm not going to name the other names, but other people I'm friends with, on YouTube. And it's like, what does that have to do with you? I don't understand. And I said the same thing about another person last year, when everybody was on my back about why am I talking to that person. And I'm like, well, that's between me and that person. So I just don't get it. And then you wonder why I didn't bring the movement to YouTube. Why? Why would I bring it to YouTube when you guys don't even watch my videos? And if you do, you don't comment, because you look through my comments to see who commenting. It's high school. It's foolishness. And I'm glad I'm over at Patreon. I should have been over there a long time ago. But being on Patreon for me is man, it's stress free. I don't have any drama. I have a group of people who supporting me. So thank you to all my members. Um, I think I'm at 90, I think. And it's only been a short time. So I'm out there, telling more people about my Patreon channel and about the movement. And I'm glad that I'm doing it off of YouTube, because from the niche that I'm in, the gig niche, I get no love. I only get a love from a handful of people. And that's sad, because I'm trying to do something for all drivers, for all merchants, for all customers. And it just seems like, because I have, close ties with certain people, you don't want to support me, or you heard about me, or you heard about this person. And it's just, like I said, it's high school. It's too much drama. So And plus, a lot of customers, to be honest, they don't even watch YouTube. If you ask, like, most of these customers, start asking your customers, do you watch YouTube? And if they do, they probably don't watch the gig niche. They probably don't even watch it. They probably watch other stuff on YouTube. But a lot of the customers, they don't watch, to be honest. They don't even have a Google account. So I said, I need to have boots on the ground, and I need to go and canvas, because that's what, that's the old school word. You go canvas, you go into the community, every handed to me customer, if I'm able to, I will tell them about the movement and sign them up right there, right then and there. So I've been doing pretty good about that. And I hope that more and more people, especially when I drop off at the hotels, I love it because, excuse me, 9 times out of 10, they're visiting. And so if they're visiting, they're going back to their city, back to their state, back to their country. So Um, so that's the reason. If you want to know, you heard it from me. You don't have to go and like talk to other people. Well, why she just didn't put it on YouTube? Because I don't nobody support me on YouTube. Only a handful of people that support me. So why would I do that and try to, and I'm already reaching out to people and nobody responding to my emails. Then I get to run around and rescheduling dates. I'm not going to do that, because to me, what that means that God is moving people out of my way, right? He's moving people. The ones that's going to be there for you, they're going to come. So I'm not worried about it. But because everybody want to come when it's going great. No, I need you in the beginning stages. And I'm going to keep a mental note, and I'm not going to be petty about it, but I'm going to keep a mental note that I did reach out to these people. I wanted to work with them, and I got the cold shoulder. So whatever. Hi, Seaside. Thank you for joining. So yeah, but so that's the reason why, one of the reasons why I'm not doing this movement on YouTube, and it's on my Patreon channel. So, and then also, I'm talking to my Patreon members. If you're not watching now and you're watching on a replay, if someone asks you, what is Mico over there doing on her Patreon channel? Tell them, oh, maybe you should join. Won't you join? You can join for free and then upgrade later. So if they're asking you stuff to try to see what I'm doing over here, so you know what? Go ahead and join. You'll find out. I got a lot of information in there, because eventually it's just going to be on Patreon. That's why I did this tonight. I tried this out tonight because I want to see how this is, even though I forgot how to do YouTube Live, because I'm always on Streamyard. So I need to practice more. But my point is, the great thing about Patreon right now is playing. I don't even want to mess up nothing right now. So I'm not even going to go to my Patreon channel. But right now, if you click on the link members, if you're in my Patreon channel, click on the link. I'm live. So eventually I'm not gonna be on YouTube. I'm I'm serious. Like, I'm just gonna stay within Patreon, because I can go live on Patreon and just never be public. Like, it'll be unlisted. So it'll be a link that I put in, and then but that's when I get more, members and more engagement. It's early. You know what I mean? It's only been what, 3 weeks? So 3 weeks, and I think, because I haven't checked, I think I'm at 90. So, but yeah, it's just, I'll read your comment, Red, in a minute. But I just think that for people who want to be nosy and know what I'm doing, like, I don't have anything to hide. I want you to come over to the Patreon channel and support there. But guess what? Because your boy not there, your girl not there, you worrying about what people say and think, then I guess you'll never know. But when you see me on live TV, when you see me on bigger stages, when you see this movement going places, you're gonna be like, wow, I didn't even believe in her. That's Mico. That's little Mico. Oh my gosh. Really? She don't even have a lot of subscribers. Don't nobody watch her. Wow. Okay. So she did say she was gonna do what she was gonna do. Yeah. Usually when I put my mind to something and I work on it, I call it my project, right? It's my project, but this is a movement for everyone. So, like I said, you'll see it come out, and then, like I said, I'm gonna keep a mental note. I'm not doing no interviews later. So that's what I want to say with Red. Even though Red, she doesn't do interviews at all on her channel. Her channel is, as you know, open panel, ride along style. You come in, you chat, it's like a hangout. That's what she does every day on her channel. When I brought it to her, hey, Red, you know what? Can you help me out with the movement? I need this, 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 and this. And she was like, okay, Mico. Well, I don't really interview, people, but I'm going to do it for you. And that was it. And she's been the number one sponsor. Other people joined too. I'm not going to mention their names. They joined in as members. I don't want to release their names, but I appreciate it. Thank you. So yes, I want to thank you, Red, for believing in this movement and believing in me and working with me. Uh, she's also part of the marketing department for no business, no customer, no business. So no customers, no business. So yes. So thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So let me go to the comments. All right. Thank you, Seaside, for coming to see little old me. Okay. I'm just looking at the comments. Yes, your interview was wow, it's been a year. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. So, like I said, I know people will be watching this on a replay. So, when you coming in, please give this a thumbs up and leave me a comment. So, all right. Oh, let me make this other announcement. I do apologize. So, I don't know if you have Brand Connect in your studio. I noticed it Friday. I noticed it Friday. So I went ahead and applied. So I'm going to be doing some brand deals and I can't wait for that. Actually, I have a brand deal that's in the works, not YouTube based. I can't say too much about it because we're still working on it. But I'm smiling because it's going to happen. And I, you know, I'm handling business over here. I'll just say that. So I know that it's weird. It's weird how, people, thank you, Seaside. I know it's weird how you see people and then you see other people, and it's like, well, how did she get that? Well, who? Because I have favor. If you don't know what that is, I can't teach it to you, whatever. I have favor. I'm blessed. A lot of stuff I just don't share because people, they will attack you. They'll attack your character. I already know in the door that drivers is going to be a lot from drivers because I'm not talking about pay. That's one of the other reasons why that the driver walkouts and stuff like that didn't work because you can't just only focus on pay and benefits. That's stuff as a W-2. That's an employee type of mentality. You know, all I can say is once everyone jump on board and start getting this moving, then we can see an impact. We can see results. I don't want people joining this movement if you're going to whine, complain. No. So that's why I wanted to work with the customers. So I need leaders, other leaders that's going to be standing alongside with me to get this done. All right. So no customers, no business. That's a slogan, tagline, whatever you want to call it. That's what I created. So you may hear it a lot. You're going to see it a lot in the future. I'm just letting you know that right now. No customers, no business. So there are 3 important components to any business. Any business. So you have, especially with delivery. So you have, well, let me just talk about the food, grocery, and warehouse package delivery companies. You have 3 important components. So you have the drivers, you have the customers, and you have the merchants. Now, who do you think has the most power out of the 3? If you know that, put it in the chat for me right now. And if you're watching this on replay, I want you to leave a comment below. Who do you think out of the 3 components, categories, whatever you want to call them, groups, who has the most power? Drivers, customers, merchants. All right, Seaside. Anyone else? So while other people responding, so I say customer out of those 3. Now, as I explained in another video, you can have drivers, but if you don't have customers to sell to, what are you going to deliver? You can have merchants, but if you don't have drivers and customers, you just have your own restaurant. I mean, you'll get walk-in people, right? Or if you have an online website where people order from your website, then you'll have that. But if they want delivery, who's going to deliver it? So although these 3 components or categories or groups of people, you have to have these 3, I still think that even though there are shareholders and investors and the CEO of the company, the founder, whatever you want to call him, the VP and all the whole staff, still the customers, because you can have investors, it means nothing. I have 5 shares of Uber stock, and I looked at it today and I made no money. Like every time I look at it, like I just shake my head because, and I only have like 5 shares. 5, that's it. And I have no say so. So think about the other people who have thousands or hundreds or millions of shares. They have no say so either. You know how? Because if customers stop ordering, that's it. No customers, no business. For the people in the back, it's going to make sense. It's going to make sense to you guys. So you have all this power as customers. I'm going to do a role play right quick. Now, work with me because I can't, be like 2 people and it's just one of me right here. This is for DoorDash customers. This is the role play. Ring, ring, ring. Hi, you contact DoorDash. How may I help you? Well, I've been waiting on my order. I didn't get my order. Okay. Well, what is your name? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. Well, is it from this restaurant? Yes. All right. How would you like your credit? Do you want your credit back on your card or I'm sorry, would you like a refund back on your card or you want a credit? That's it. That's how much power customers have. Then when they get their credit back, whatever they choose, the refund or the credit, and it goes back to their card or bank account or whatever, then the driver, we're talking about DoorDash, the driver gets a contract violation. We never ask, Hey, we never get a phone call. They probably used to do emails. I can't remember. I don't know. I mean, after the fact, I think. You don't get a phone call, you don't get an email. Sometimes you go back into the app and you find out your app is messing up. You're like, well, what's going on? You think it's an update. They gave you a contract violation because the customer said they didn't receive their food. And the food is right there in front of them. I kid you not. It happens all the time. So that's why I say customers have the power. Because at any time with them, I can only speak for DoorDash and Uber Eats. I don't work for Instacart. I'm still on a wait list. I've been on a wait list. I don't work with Grubhub. I can't get, I don't know. For some reason, I applied with them and they won't let me on. But from what I heard, I'm not missing nothing. No way. But, and I don't know how the other companies do credits. But I know for a fact with DoorDash, if a customer calls right now and the food is right, and you could have handed to them, you could have handed the food to them or left it at the door and took a picture. They can pick up that phone and say they didn't get their food and they get a credit. Now, the first time, maybe the first 2, 3 times is no problem. Now, the fourth time you call and say the same thing, now they're like, okay, well, can you go check your door? They have you stay on the phone with you, go check your door. Because believe it or not, when you keep calling in, that's all logged. They log that information. Okay, well, Christine called today at 2:34. She called last week at 5:34. Oh, it's logged. So now they have to issue a PIN. They're going to issue you a PIN. So when the driver comes, you give that driver the PIN and there you go. Now with Uber Eats, from what I've seen, if you travel outside of the state, I believe, or you travel to a different area and like that location is not on their list, right? You get a PIN. Usually, I don't know how they do it. Let's just say the algorithm. Usually you have like your home and your work address. So if the system AI doesn't recognize it's one of the two and it's a different location, oh, they're going to give you a PIN, usually. Now with Uber Eats, we do not get a contract violation, but they will send you like something, a message in the dashboard. And I screenshotted it because I saw it somewhere else. Give me a second. Delivery not received by recipient. That's what Uber Eats does. We receive a report from a customer that your order was not received, although you marked the order as complete. Here are some recommendations and ways for how you can use the app to create best experience for the customer. That's what Uber Eats does. They don't give you a contract violation. DoorDash give the driver a contract violation. So I'm bringing this up because since customers want to use their power for scams and stealing, why not join this movement? Do you know how much we can do as customers if we use our power as a customer with these companies? How much impact and success this movement would be if we can work on getting some of the fees eliminated, which will lead to better tips for the drivers and more orders for the merchants. That's all I'm trying to do. It's not rocket science. It's not, I didn't come up with this great idea. No one, I'm talking about no one worked with the customers in the drivers' walkouts. Their drivers' strikes. You can't strike as an independent contractor, but they love to use that word. So strike. The walkouts or strikes, not you didn't work or whatever. those movements, those driver movements that happen, you never included customers. All you did was focus on the pay, and you wanted benefits, and you wanted this, and this. So, as I mentioned before in another video, what you didn't realize is if the company, if DoorDash and Uber Eats and all these other companies pay $25 per order to each driver per order, do you know the next person, the next driver would say, I want 35. And the reason why they're probably saying they want 35 is because their bills are higher. They probably have a family. They probably married. They probably have a house. 25 may be okay for me because I don't have a lot of bills, right? I'm talking about compared to, I don't have a lot of bills. But that driver don't want $25. He wants 35 and then it's 45. So it's never ending. This is why it didn't work. And then you have some drivers who they can't afford to take days off to do the walkouts. And I'm not going to drive this day and that day. And then the oversaturation. I have to say we because I'm a driver. So we oversaturated the areas. The companies gave us the bait. Hey, here's a referral code. Go ahead and tell your friends, hey, you get $1,000 if they drive or deliver 25 orders or 50 orders or 100 orders or whatever it was. I mean, I told 5 people, but I never put it on YouTube. I never had a link. Oh, it's a link in my description below. Go ahead and become a driver. I think you should go ahead and be a driver because you were looking out for your pockets, for your benefit. And so they knew that. The companies knew that. So that's why they kept doing so much marketing. Hey, be a driver. Here's your referral code. Tell people about us during commercials. So with the pot, the driver pot, most customers, if you're watching, please right now share this with another customer. If you know of another customers in your family, once in a while customers, celebrity customers, rich customers, wealthy customers, broke, lazy customers, share this right now. If you do not tip, and I always say customers don't have to tip, but if you want someone to go get your food, you have to give them something. So I'm going to always stand behind that. You don't have to tip. You don't have to do anything. But if you want someone to go get it in your place and you don't feel like doing anything, you need to give them something. Something. I don't care if it's $2, $3, $4, something. But getting back to the driver's pot. So you have the driver's pot. That's what I call it. So the driver's pot, customers don't know we only get paid $2 base pay. Now, when I started, it was $7. When I started with Uber, it was 80-20. We got 80%. Uber got 20%. That was in 2015. So now it's $2. The only way the base pay is higher if they were trying to hurry up and get that order out of the restaurant because it's been sitting so long. And sometimes it's weird because it'll go up 50 cents or a quarter, or it'll go down. And when they're trying to send it out to all drivers, they don't care. They're just trying to get it out. So the driver pot, let's just say then when they started with DoorDash, it was $7 base pay. Over the years, you have lawsuits. So who's going to pay for the lawsuit? We pay for the lawsuit. So what they did, they went into the driver's pot. They took out all the money they needed for that lawsuit. How many times they went to court, have lawsuits for stealing tips. I don't know how these drivers find out that DoorDash be stealing these tips. Why would you steal the tips from the drivers? Really? No, seriously. Look it up. It's public record. They've been in so many lawsuits that they settled. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know how these drivers find out, but they settled. Guess where it came from? They had to pay for it. Who? Somebody got to pay for it. It came from the driver's pot. So there you go, taken out again. Then the projects that they have, the peak pay and all that, that's coming away from the driver's pot. Credits to the customers. Where do you think it's coming from? It's coming from the driver's pot. If the merchant remakes the order, they want to be paid again. Where do you think that comes from? The driver's pot. They took from the driver's pot so much, and I'm calling it that. So I'm just saying, I don't know what it's called. Operating budget, whatever it is for the drivers. I'm calling it driver's pot. They took so much from the driver's pot that now base pay is $2. So if you don't tip, and it's a lot of orders that get picked up with no tip because they're so used to it. I'm not going to put no one on blast, but I met you yesterday and you signed up to be a member. Thank you. I appreciate it. But his response was sometimes he tips and sometimes he doesn't. Everyone complaining about the fees. The fees are too high. None of the fees come to us. Now, they can say, Uber and DoorDash, they can say, well, the $2 base pay does come from the delivery fee or the service fee. But you never told us that. You've never been transparent. And I'm going to look at the comments in a minute. I'm trying to stay on topic. I'll look at the comments. They never been transparent with us. So if they say, well, no, the base pay does come from the delivery fee, service fee, small order fee, priority fee, long distance fee. Really? You never told us that. They get their fees up front and don't care if the customer ever tip you or not, because they need that order to go. They will put more base pay. It's been times I had orders, all base pay, 0 tip. But because it's packaged in a way, you think that it's a great order. So it can be, I'm just saying, it can be $22.50, 10 miles. I had that yesterday, but that was a tip. But I'm just calling it out, $22.50 for 10 miles. So let's just say that $22.50 was all base pay because they couldn't find a driver to go to that location. And I had to go to Kissimmee. That's where I had to go. And I didn't pay attention to the address because the restaurant that I picked up from, usually when it's 9 to 10 miles, I typically go to Windermere. So I was like, okay, because I canceled some. I declined some because I didn't feel like driving. But it was the last one I was taking. And I assumed, because I didn't look at the address, I assumed that it was going to Windermere. And I was so mad at myself, it went to Kissimmee. I was so mad. But it's what I did. But it was okay because when I got there, I had someone to join Patreon channel. I be hustling. I had someone to join the Patreon channel, and he's out of New York. So he's here visiting. He's out of New York. So he joined yesterday. Thank you. Because what I do, I take people through the steps when I have time to do so and make sure that they go through the steps, because it's kind of confusing with Patreon, especially on the phone. It's the app, stay on the web, whatever. But anyway. So he was like, wow, this is good. We need this. So when he goes back to New York, And that's what I love about doing these, reaching out to customers handed to me at these hotels because they're visiting. Like I said, they're visiting from their um, city, state, or country, and they can take this information back with them. So I love that. Thank you. Um, I just want to say that, like I said, customers will always have the power. But right now, instead of scamming and stealing, we need to use that power, join this movement, complete the 5 steps in this movement on the tier that I have, the customers and drivers tier on the Patreon channel. We need to build that up. And if no one else YouTube related join me, other than the handful of people who joining me, I'm okay with that. Because like I said, my God is moving the people out of the way they're not supposed to be there, no way. Because there's no way in the world, if I'm doing something positive that's going to help a lot of people and I get the runaround or get told no, or I have to wait, what am I waiting for? I mean, okay, and I have to realize too, when I help people, I'm not going to get the same help in return. It's going to be new people helping me. So I have to take the emotion out of it, right? Because I'm like, well, how really? Why would they say that to me? And I don't want to say, well, oh, I did this and I did that. And no, I'm not. It's okay. Okay. That's all I can say. And I'll keep a mental note. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, don't jump on the bandwagon when you start seeing coverage and people like, wow, that's what Mico is doing. I don't want you to say that's her movement. That's the movement she started. Because I want everyone has to participate and do their part. Drivers, I'm so tired of you stealing these orders. If you know it's a no-tip order, don't do the pickup. You know it's a no-tip order. Stop stealing people food, saying that you deliver it and you didn't. And then you wonder why the base pay is $2. And it's $1 when it's a double a stack order. Sometimes it's free. You delivering for free. So stop stealing. That's another issue too. So I'm calling you out too. If you watching it and you like, man, I steal a lot. I'm talking to you. Stop stealing. Um, for the merchants, I get it. Some drivers slip through the cracks. Today, I had to pick up at Wendy's, and I know this particular place. They make sure they stand there. You hit confirm. But when you're busy, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to stand there, and that's with any restaurant. You're not going to be able, if you don't have enough staff to be able to check. Do you know how many drivers come into these restaurants, Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub, and whoever else to pick up food delivery? You would have to have like 20 people on your staff just for food delivery because they're coming in like this. Oh, I got an Uber. I got DoorDash. I got Grubhub. Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub. I mean, it's nonstop. So some drivers gonna slip through the cracks and not confirm that order, or confirm that order, and then I'm not gonna say what they do because I don't want people to start doing that, which you already know what you're doing anyway. But I don't want to broadcast that because I don't want to bring awareness to that because I don't want it to happen. But they do whatever they do, and then next thing you know, it get bounced out to another driver, and then the driver come to the restaurant. Oh, I have an order for Katie. Oh yeah, we just gave a driver Katie. Me, I always do this. You joking. I had this look on my face like you joking, especially with Uber because they don't pay us the $3. Well, they stopped paying me. Some people claim they get it. You got to get a supervisor on the line. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. And now it counts towards your cancellation. And then they have this system where you have to have like 20% or lower, or and in some cities is 10% or lower or 5% or lower of cancellation. It's just a bunch of crap, but it's okay. Let me go to the comments. I do apologize. Seaside, I'm sure. So you were given a credit from Uber Eats. You forgot to change your delivery address. Okay. Yes. And a lot of people, I actually on my Patreon channel. So Seaside, if you're not part of my Patreon channel, please join. Go to the description of the video, or is actually I put it in the Facebook group. Click on that Patreon link and join. I actually post about that maybe a few days ago about updating your address. So I'm glad you brought that up. And yeah, a lot of people, they want their food. You know, you were given a credit and you wanted your food. Yeah. Yeah. So, yes, when customers do not tip, we only receive $2. Customers never knew that because sometimes when I bring it up to them in certain situations, I just don't say, "Oh, we only get paid." It's a cut. We end up in a conversation, and that's how they find out. But I don't just go up to customers and say, "Oh, we only get paid $2 if you don't tip." No, I don't. That's tacky. I don't do that. But if we're in a conversation and the question comes up about tips or how much we get paid, because the whatever amount of fees they paid, they really do think that's going to the driver, and it doesn't. So I'm letting you know this right now, customers. When you give us, and I'm gonna do a video on it, I'm gonna put it on my Patreon channel. When you do a 1 cent tip to try to be funny, when you do a dollar tip, and you probably saying, well, that's all I have. If you give me less than $1 tip, you can keep it. Actually, you can keep the dollar. I'd rather not take it because usually I try to take orders on face value. So if I feel like, it's $5 for 1 to 2 miles, I take it, especially on a slow day. So if that comes out to it's $1 tip and a $4 base pay, I don't know until I get paid, to be honest. And then with Uber Eats, stop tip baiting. Stop putting in a high tip so you can get your order. I'm saying this because you have so many drivers who buy accounts, rent accounts, and you don't know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with someone's livelihood, you're dealing with someone's pockets. They have your address, they know where you live, they know where you work. So don't ever do that. If you think like, oh, wow, I can't, I just paid $15 in fees. I don't have a tip. Well, you shouldn't order. If you can't pay for the food and you can't pay for the tip and the delivery fees, you shouldn't order. Because none of the delivery and service fees come to us. None of them. At all. With catering orders, I do enough catering orders to know that the $25 to $45 fee that customers pay, that don't come to us. It doesn't. And if it does, the company never been transparent with us. Never, ever. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen an email, nothing. I kid you not, nothing. I never seen it at all. So that 25 to 30, that 25 to $45 delivery fee for catering orders or large orders, that goes to the company. So if you pay that and the cost of food and the tax, it's no tip on there. And you're probably saying, well, I just paid $25 to $45. You should get some of that. We don't. We don't get that tip. And how they do the base pay, believe it or not, on catering orders for DoorDash, $2. It might be a setup fee for $3. And I'm laughing because it's like, so all the information you heard tonight, if you don't think that you have the most power of this company, then I don't know what else to tell you. I think once more people see this video, it's on my Patreon channel. So if people don't watch it on YouTube, it's okay because it's on my Patreon channel as well. We have to do something about it because even though you have the Dash Pass, the Uber One Pass, I'm surprised the passes haven't went up yet. I think when they started, and I mentioned that before in another video, it was like what? Well, it was free for like a week or 2 weeks or something like that. Then it was like I want to say a $4.99. Then it went to $6.99. Then it went to $9.99. I think it's still $9.99. If you have the Uber One or Dash Pass, let me know in the comments below or let me know in the chat. Is it $9.99 a month? But they still taking that up front. I don't think we get any of that. So, and I probably said this, but I was talking. So the low tip and no tip orders, you have a lot of those because the fees are high and the customers are all saying the same thing. Whether this category of customers or that category of customers is one denominator, high fees. And that's where I come in, where I'm going to work with the customers. We all going to join together and we're going to solve this problem, but it takes time because it has to get out to other people. So I did create a post on my Patreon channel. If you're not a member yet, I suggest you join. Whether you join for free or upgrade, I think you should upgrade, of course. Watch that video that's in there in the pinned comment, and you will see. Hold on. You'll see the video in there. And then that's where you make your decision. But I'm going to continue to keep doing these lives about certain topics because I want to bring awareness about this movement. And I want customers to know that if we don't do anything about it, like starting now, the fees will increase. They're going to increase those passes, and it's going to be probably another fee added. Let me go back to the comments. So your fees were over $16. Yeah. Wow. And some people pay more than that because you have to think about it. Let's just say you have a delivery fee, a service fee, a long distance fee, because whatever their radius is, because I see a lot of 20 miles, especially with Uber. You're going to see a lot of 20-mile orders. You're going 20 miles for like $3, $4, $5. I am not lying. I had so many screenshots. I stopped screenshotting because sometimes I just laugh. I laugh because I'm like, when customers go to the website, what it should do is pop up and say, hey, you're out of the zone or the radius or whatever. That's what it should say, but it doesn't, because the companies are so greedy. They want your fees. They want you to order. So they're not going to say this restaurant is at a mall. When we're picking up at a mall, we can't find parking. We're putting our car at risk, our vehicle at risk of getting a ticket, of getting hit by another vehicle because they're trying to squeeze in to get a park put on their parking, their four ways. They're putting on, it's like, it's not going to say that it's at a mall. It's not going to say it's at a food truck. It's not going to say it's at a ghost kitchen. I don't want this live to go any longer. So I'm going to say a few more things, and then I'll save that for the next live. Next time I'm going on StreamYard. I need to do YouTube live more because I was stuck. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot how to do it because I do StreamYard. So now that I know, maybe I'm going to start doing it more. But sometimes I wish that customers were more involved with just the awareness and like knowing about these companies, not just knowing about the stock and when they first open and how many restaurants they have on their platform. But because I used to be a merchant on both DoorDash and Uber Eats for my small business, Dope Beverage. So I've been a merchant. I've been a driver for both companies. And I've been a once in a while customer for both. So I know enough to spearhead this movement. I don't know everything, but I know enough to take it to the level of where it's supposed to be with everyone else coming along. Yeah. So if you order, customers, when you start ordering, so if you ordering right now or you order in the morning, I want you to pay attention to the miles from your house, because it's not going to say that. Pay attention to the miles. If Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, or any restaurant is 5 miles, typically, and I'm not telling you what you should tip. Typically, when drivers look at the order from our end, so if I'm looking at an order and it comes to my phone and it says Chick-fil-A, 5 miles, $5. That's $1 a mile. Now we know off the bat, DoorDash only give you $2 base pay and Uber Eats. So we look at that and then we make an executive decision depending on the driver, depending on the time of day, depending on the day of the week, depending on if it's a holiday. It's a lot of factors, because you have drivers that take everything, and then you have drivers who are selective at times, like me. So if it's 5 miles and I'm at the restaurant, not 5 miles and I have to drive a mile. If I'm 5 miles and I'm literally in their parking lot, I have to say, do I want to do that? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just, like I said, it depends. But the next time you order, I want you to say, if it's 5 miles and we're looking at it on our end, then the tip should be $10. So actually it will be 8 because DoorDash paid 2. So DoorDash only gonna give us $2 regardless. It could be from 0.1 miles, and I'm not exaggerating, to 25 miles, $2. And you know, it's some drivers out there that would take that because they figure it's $2 more than what I had, or $5 more than what I had. I would never take that. I would just go home. I'll find something else to do. But that's just me. I'll have to take a loss. So when you order tonight, tomorrow, whenever, pay attention to the miles. Pay attention to the miles. So if a driver, it takes what, 5 miles total to come to your house, then we need to see it on our end, $10. So that's $8 from you and $2 from DoorDash, because that's all they're going to pay us anyway. The only way the base pay is increased if it's been sitting too long and they need to hurry up and get that order out, because they don't want you to wait, because you're the power. You have the power. So I want to thank everyone. I have it on subscriber mode for a reason. So for the ones who are subscribed to the channel, it's probably people watching. I don't know. I don't see the count. But you know, it's just sad how, just in general, that people people don't support something positive. And that's what we need to do. We need to start supporting the community and supporting positive things. Now, if I came on here cursing customers out, had somebody on Streamyard cursing them out and getting into a debate, this would be, I would have like 5,500 people watching. And that's sad, but it's true. That's just how YouTube is. That's how some people are. But because I'm spreading awareness about this movement where it's going to help all customers, all drivers, and all merchants, it's like, oh, what are you going to do? And I come with all these negative comments, and it's like, really? So I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. That's all I can say. And it's not going to happen overnight. Movements don't happen overnight. It takes time. And I have time to do it. So I'm going to continue to do what I do, grow my Patreon channel, which I think I'm at 90. I'm at 90 members. Never thought I'll be at 90 members on Patreon. Being a 2-year content creator, I'm not a big name. I don't have a lot of people watching me, but I will have people watching me in the future. Guarantee that. All right. So I think I covered everything on here. Again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to the chat for people who participated. If you're watching this on a replay, which I hope you will, I want you to think about one thing. Whether you hate me, don't know me, don't like me, you hate that I hang out with other people that you don't like, always remember, I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to carry this out. So whether you help me support it, talk about it or not, it will get done in Jesus' name. Because one thing I can say, this is God driven. I'm led and it's directed by him. So he's going to move the people out of the way who are the complainers, the naysayers, the ones who don't believe. I'm glad he's moving people out of my way. Because this movement, it will happen and it will get done. And when I'm up there on wherever you see me and you see these billboards, the first thing you're going to say is, wow, I didn't think she can do it. I want you to remember that. And I'm saying it right now today. This movement will happen. I'm telling you. So whether you help me, support me, or whatever to get this done, it will happen. As long as it's me and my handful of supporters and God, that's all I need, to be honest. Because he's going to bring the right people to me anyway. So if you want to, hey, it's up to you. But I am trying to do this for all people. So sorry I didn't have drama. Sorry I didn't, whatever. But I don't want this to go too long. So thank you. Thank you, Seaside. Yeah. So thank you guys. If you're watching this on replay, make sure that you hit the thumbs up, share this movement. I will be going live a little more often when I don't have interviews. I have 2 interviews coming up on the September 9th and September 16th. So I'll be back to doing my interviews. I already did them this past weekend. I just have to get them together. So I already recorded. So the 9th and the 16th, and I will have something special, very near and dear to my heart for October 7th. It's a little different type of interview, but I'll have that October 7th. So when I'm not, I think what I'll try to do when I don't have an interview, then I'll go live and I'll do 1-on-1. So I'll do StreamYard the next time. And then I'll do YouTube Live the next time. And then I'll do StreamYard. I'll just try to incorporate YouTube Live. Now that I know how to get back in. Because I forgot. I ain't going to lie. I straight forgot. All right, guys. Thank you. And I will see you next time. Bye.